Hey, happy day, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 860 of 860, yes, 860 of What's She Up To Now. Documenting the journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world, real businesses in corporate America, to the been online, since about 2017. Discovered a company called ClickFunnels, became a certified partner, a lot of different things online. But my original goal of going from the brick and mortar world to the online world was to duplicate my offline success online. And at day 860, I'm here to I have not accomplished that personal goal and objective yet. Now, I say yet because I'm on my way there. I will get there. I guarantee I will. I'm hoping it's not another 3 years, but my journey is. And I'm sharing it and documenting it for several reasons. Number one, I needed to do video. I needed to learn how to do video. I needed to be able to talk on video. I needed to practice. Number two, I needed to find a way to document and keep track of what I've done, what works, what doesn't work, what's, because there's been some epic failures. There's been some pretty good successes, but there's been some epic failures of things that I was taught and I believed were the holy grail and the thing I needed to do online. And it turned out they're just the opposite of what I needed to do. And I would say the biggest lesson that I've learned thus far in my online journey is that a lot of what you're taught in every industry, by the way, not just the online world, but the offline world, there are ways that the industry does things. There's insider methods that each different industry does, and some of those, and one of the things I learned early on in my career, kind of by accident, but by being involved in different industries, was that a lot we learn and a lot of the things we pick up in one industry are totally applicable to another industry. But since most industries run like silos, kind of like what happens in corporate America, businesses as they grow, each becomes its own silo, and there's very little communication and going between different functions. This silo mentality keeps all of the information in one industry in that, and there's very few people that make that jump from industry to industry. But if you do, and you understand that you can take some of the lessons that you learned here and apply them to industry, from industry A to industry B, you can help industry B to grow and explode and change exponentially in ways that they never imagined possible, because they're not connected with other industries. One of my friends, Avril, does she's a reading, and she talks about reading multidisciplinary things and across ideas and things that will help you in your current career or in your current business. And not very many people know, but ingredient to your own success and whatever it is that you want to do, your personal success, your personal life, and in any area of your life, by studying and looking at and being open-minded and flexible to see that there's so many different ways to approach any given situation or problem. So I love what she's doing with reading. I actually just finished one of her reading challenges, which is for me very challenging, but it taught me, given my own personal situation and limitations, how I still take advantage and use that strategy to make me a better person, to make me a better leader, to make me a better consultant, to make me better whatever it is that I want to do. And each and every one of us can use that same strategy. We can apply it to reading, we can apply it to studying, we can apply it to what we look into and learn about, and who we listen to. But some of us, have to learn things for ourselves the hard way by trial and error, by listening to different experts and applying what they learn, and realize, I learned you teach is like so ridiculous. Yep, I see how it worked for you. That's awesome. And it's worked for a couple of people that you coach and teach and train on your method, but it's not built on a solid foundation. Therefore, yep, I can take this little tidbit, but all the rest of it I need to let go of and figure out what works for me. So I titled this because there are so many changes going on right now. Get Up and Go Challenge day 6 today, doing a 40-day challenge with that this one of my coaches and mentors to do a 40-day personal challenge. Now, That was a great challenge for a lot of the people in our coaching program. But since I've been doing challenges all along the way, it's a great challenge for me to help other people. And it's a great challenge for me to personally do as well. But I'm always doing them. So for me, it was just like, yes, you know, it was an automatic. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And so what am I going to do? Boom. And we started right into it. I think 2 days later, we launched this challenge only because we were finishing up a 5-day challenge for Get Up and Go. So today was day 6. And the cool thing about the longer challenges and what I really like about them, contrary to people that are selling you their program, you really dig in deep and figure out what we're do in terms of the topic that we're dealing with. And this whole challenge is about how to foundationally make sure that any or in any area of your life, you will automatically know how to deal with it and how to handle it to get the best result for you. Not the best result for your mom or your aunt or your sister or your brother or your cousin or your friends or your coworkers or your competitors, the best result for you. And that's the whole purpose of the challenge, is to get results in days that take a lot of people years or even decades to achieve, because we're putting a focused effort on a particular area of our life and an area that we want to see change in. Because guess what? Challenges are just change, right? And are any of us going to get out of this life without ever having to change? I think not, right? Or are things around us going to in order to make sure that we get the outcome that we want? Absolutely. So Get Up and Go challenge day 6. Fun challenge day 151, doing one fun thing every day to just make sure that 2020 is a more fun year. And I am so glad every day, I think this almost every day, how grateful I am that I decided that fun would be the challenge of this year. Last year was do one thing every day that makes you happy. The year before that was do one thing every day that scares you, that stretches your comfort zone. Because I was living in this teeny tiny box and I needed to stretch and get out of my own way. Scared of everything. And I wasn't scared of everything. I blew up a lot, but I was scared of a lot of things to be afraid of. One such thing, video, I freaking love it, because you hop on, you talk, you share what you're going to share, have an audience, but we'll do early in the morning because I'm hanging out with my 4-year-old, she's 5 now, my 5-year-old granddaughter. And, you know, it's not necessarily conducive to do interactive two-way live videos. So it's interesting enough getting my coaching and consulting calls in, because some of them have to be done when I'm with her, right? Much less any other type of live video interaction. So what else is going on? At the cabin this weekend, been a pretty stressful time for, and you know, not for me personally as much as a lot of people I love and crazy things in my Wisconsin. We live right on the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. Wisconsin's been open for a couple of weeks. Minnesota is just opening up right on the tail end or still the midst of the rioting and the things that were a part or were triggered by the George Flynn murder. And I'm not even going to get on that subject. I have learned a lot, and I've been trying to read a lot and study and find out and understand what's going on. Whenever something comes up, perspective, the other side of it, and I try to look into it. But the way the whole topic is being manipulated and changed to get people to fight against each other, to get good people to not say anything if they don't agree with what some people are saying. It's really scary, and it's definitely not what our country is about. Our country is founded on the golden rule and kindness, or at least it should be. And it's about being human beings, not about fighting about things that none of us really have firsthand information on, right? We're fighting about things that happened hundreds of years ago, or not. I'm just saying in general, people are fighting about it, and none of us were there. None of us know what happened. And so we can keep focusing on the problems, or we can start focusing on solutions. And I'm going to be the first to say that getting rid of the police departments and defunding them is not part of the solution. I mean, some of the stuff that goes on and gets sound bitten around and as if it's facts, is so mind-boggling that I just encourage myself and each and every one of us to stop, take a deep breath, and think for ourselves. Do your own homework. I ran a little experiment a couple of days ago and I reposted a post that someone else had posted, and I did it on purpose, and I did it as an experiment to just see if the behavior that people are always talking about is really going on the internet. And I was appalled, I mean literally appalled at the results. I'll be doing on that because it was so eye-opening. You know, I can person and in one post rabid the behavior on that, and behavior that's not okay. It's not okay to name call and bully and hurt other people and threaten other people and just do the broken record technique. Remember when you were like did something or the why, or every kid goes through a why phase, right? Why? And as parents and grandparents, we think we're gonna go insane because we have to actually think about answering the question why about everything that we've never even questioned anymore. But there's this whole undercurrent and strategy going on that's really heinous and destructive to our way of life and to our country. And I want to find out. I'm digging in and finding out and researching and trying to understand it, so I can determine how I'm going to react and respond, and what contingency plans I'm going to put in place to protect myself and my family and those I love and care about, and my businesses and everything else. Because we, each and every one of us, owe it to ourselves to do that, to dig for the information, not just believe sources. And then we always have to ask ourselves, well, is that source, do they have their own agenda? Probably, because guess what? Each and every one of us have our own agenda. Our own agenda is to have the best life we can have, to live the best life we can, and to, I hope, be the best person and make the world a better place. At least that's what I'm here for. So working on that, thinking about that, working on the challenges, and a bunch of other things that are behind the scenes. Actually in a coaching group right now that is working on branding, because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've kind of let Pajama Grandma, now I'm in my robe today at the mall shop for the weekend, but normally Pajama Grandma faded out and gone by the wayside. And so as part of that, I need to figure out what direction I'm going to go. Finally getting focused after 860 days on what am I really here for? Because, you know, I got that shiny object syndrome. Which, gotta tell you, I never heard of shiny object syndrome until I came online. I never heard of FOMO, fear of missing out, until I thought about urgency. And you know, it's a marketing thing, and a lot on in the world. Ask ourselves, marketing this, who's creating these headlines, and why are they doing it? What is the underlying undercurrent that's really going on? Businesses are being destroyed and people are being killed, and we're fighting against ourselves. Guess what? There's a whole lot of other stuff that's going on that we should be paying attention to. And we're riled up and we're paying attention to these things. And that's the really scary thing, is what is going on in the background that the world or certain people in the world don't want the rest of us to see. And what is going on that a small minority of people in the population want the majority and everybody else to just shut up. If you don't agree with me, shut up. I actually had a friend that posted a whole post about that yesterday, and I couldn't even comment on it because I shouldn't be shocked and disappointed, but I was really shocked and disappointed in her and the way she presented that, because I know her and I like and respect her, and I'm like, I just was, and there's other people like that too, people I've been friends with for, you know, decade, that all of a sudden are like at odds with one another because of the headlines that they're reading, the things that they're seeing just snippets of. It's like the tip of the iceberg. Whenever we see something, including other people, by the way, we only ever see the tip of the iceberg of them, right? Even being married for 25 years, I know that my ex-husband, now my ex-husband, only ever really knew or saw the tip of me, and I only ever saw the tip of the iceberg with him, right? I don't understand how he thinks, how he feels, all of his experience he has had, even though, you know, we were married for 25 years and really close, yada, yada, yada. And because we had a core values mismatch in a couple of areas that are deal breakers for me, I could no longer be married to him. And that happens with us as individuals. It happens with everything, every business, every cause, everything. You're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Especially newsflash. I'm gonna burst some bubbles here. Newsflash: social media. Social media is probably the greatest example of the manipulated tip of the iceberg, and we have to remember that. I have friends, and I have people really, really upset and really hurt by the things that they see on social media. And I remind them, just like I burst the bubble of some young girls that came into one of my businesses once that were talking about reality TV, and they actually believed that reality TV was a real situation that people were put in. They didn't think it was scripted or fake or planned at all. I can't remember even what reality show they were talking about. It was pretty early on in the whole reality TV craze thing, but I was like, seriously, girls? I mean, you're thinking that reality TV is just, they put them on, I don't know if it was one of the islands or not. Yeah, they put people on an island and they have these challenges, but they don't script it out or plan it. I mean, come on. So, or maybe it was The Bachelor or Bachelorette or something. I don't remember, but it was just really funny to see their faces, because it was the first time they had even considered that reality TV wasn't real. And that was maybe one of my most eye-opening experiences, to see that people don't like other people. And people don't think like you, they don't think like me. Everybody thinks different, creates and has their own view of the world and their own reality. And that's okay. That's what makes the world an incredibly amazing place. But it also makes it challenging to understand and to really to be a good human, right? But all you have to do to be a good human is to treat other people the way you want to be treated and expect to be treated, and just love on other people and put good out into the world, good light energy, right? Little woo-woo for today. But that's it. Go out, have an amazing day, and I will, of course, be tomorrow with a little report on what's going on with my, transition from the offline to the online world. If that can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.